Hello, good day. Welcome to another video from Python Novice to Pro channel. Today, we are going to discuss on how you can convert a Python list to a CSV file. Now, if we talk about CSV file, what is a CSV file? A CSV file is a comma separated values file. That means the values are separated by commas. It allows the data to be saved in a tabular format. It looks like a spreadsheet, and you can view it using a spreadsheet program. So what do we use a CSV file for? Companies can use them to export data to a database. You can also use them to better organize large amounts of data. You can work with them using Pandas package. CSV files are not software specific, so it can be used to import data into any spreadsheet software like Excel and Google Sheets. Now, what is a Python list? A Python list is used to store multiple items in a single variable. This video will show you how you can convert a Python list to a CSV file. The image below shows the CSV file we are going to create. You can see that the file contains a header row and other rows containing the data. The header row has 4 columns: name, age, profession, and location. For example, the first row has name as David, second row has age as 32, profession as programmer, and location as Lagos. So in this video, we are going to show how to convert a Python list to a CSV file, and I'm going to show you 3 ways or 3 methods you can do this. First, you can use the inbuilt Python CSV module or package. Secondly, you can use the Pandas to CSV method. And thirdly, you can use the Numpy save text function. Now let's go on to the coding proper and see how this can be done. First, I've written the code for the Python inbuilt CSV module package. You can see the code there that in line 2, I first imported the CSV package. Then from lines 5 to 10, I created the CSV files as a 2D list. The first list is the name, age, profession, location list, or the header list. And the subsequent lists are the information for each row, 5 of them in total. Then from lines 14 to 18, we are now creating a CSV file using a with statement. A with statement is particularly useful because when we create the CSV file, which we name inbuilt or CSV, the with statement will create a file handle and it will close the file immediately it finishes creating. You can see that in line 17, we created the write object that calls the CSV writer method and passes the file handle to it. Then the write object in line 18 will pass the rows or the 2D list to the write rows function, and this will now create our inbuilt CSV file. Let me run it for you to see how it works, and we'll see how the CSV file will look like. It's running. The terminal just opened. You have to wait for a moment. Okay, it has finished running. Let me show you how the CSV file will look like. The CSV file, as I told you, is inbuilt.csv. You can see how it looks like. Line 1 has the header row, name, age, profession, location, and the other rows has the data for the CSV file. That's for the first method, the inbuilt CSV package method. Now let's go to the Pandas method. Let me show you how you can create the CSV file using the Pandas method. This is the code I've written for the Pandas method. In line 2, we first imported the Pandas package and alias it as PD. Then from lines 5 to 8, we created 4 lists: name column, age column, profession column, and location column containing the data according to the columns for the file. Then in lines 11 and 12, we created a data frame with the headers as the keys for each of the columns and the list we created as the values. And the name of the data frame is df_list. So after creating the data frame df_list, We'll now convert the data frame to a CSV file using the .toCSV method. You can see that in line 15. I call the toCSV method. I pass in the file name of the CSV file, pandas_method.csv. Then I pass also the parameter index and give it the value false. Index equals to false means that when creating the CSV files, we don't want Python to also include index column in the file. This will add more data that is not needed. So that's it. Now let's run this Python script and see how to create a CSV file. We will see a pandas_method.csv file after it finishes running. It's still running. It will take some time for it to run. It's still running. When it finishes running, we'll check the file to see what the output will be like. How we'll create the CSV file. Okay. Maybe it's taking some time. Now it has finished running. Now let's look at the pandas_method.csv, which is here. You can see that it has created the CSV file, neatly printed with all the information in the list encoded as comma separated values. Now let's go on to the third method. The third method is the Numpy method. We'll use a Numpy function to create the CSV file. This is the Python script. First, in line 2, we imported Numpy with alias np. Then from lines 5 to 10, we created the data for the CSV file as 2D list. You can see all the information on the script with the 2D list giving the variable data. Then in line 13, Numpy called the save text method. The save text method is what creates the CSV file for you. The first argument to the save text method is the name of the file, of the CSV file. In this instance, we have named it numpy_method.csv. Numpy_method.csv doesn't exist. Save text will create it. Then the second argument we pass it is the data. That is the 2D list. Then the third argument we pass it is the delimiter, telling it that all the values should be separated by commas. Then the fourth method is the format, or FMT, telling it that it has to format everything as a string, even the numbers in the list. It has to format everything as a string. Now let's run it and see what CSV file it will create. Good, it has finished running. Now let's see the CSV file it will create. Numpy_method. This is it. You can see it has created the CSV file, and that's it. Well formatted and neatly printed. So that's all for we can take for today's video on how you can create the CSV file. All the scripts, you can download the script and run it on your own editor or text editor under the description of this video. I'll post it under the description of this video. Now, I teach Python programming to beginners up to the professional level. So you can contact me for Python classes if you need a Python tutor. Also, I do help people in their homework help in Python and SQL. I am always at your service. These are my numbers. You can call me from the first number, or you can send me a DM on WhatsApp from the second number, and we'll arrange how I can teach you Python from novice to professional level. Or if you have a homework problem that you find difficult and you want me to help you understand what the homework problem is, you can call me or DM me, and I'll surely help you out. Thank you very much and have a nice day.